How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. This is one I try to do every year. There's certain videos I like to consistently do, and one of them is a collection update because I've done one when I started my channel. I did one last year, so this is the third year of my channel. So I gotta do a third year collection update. So yeah, with all that being said, we're gonna take a look at all my shelves. We'll talk a little bit about them, what's on them, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. So here we are with the first part of our collection tour. We've got our DC Multiverse shelf, a bunch of random uncompleted Justice League, some random Batman characters. We've got some DCU in the back. We've got Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley, Batman, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, some page punchers. Yeah, not too happy with this line currently. There's another video I just uploaded that you guys seem to be pretty receptive to, so check that out if you haven't. But yeah, that's the first stop on our collection tour, is the DC Multiverse shelf. Then coming down, we do have some more DC. We've got a bunch of Harley, because I love Harley Quinn. SH Figure Arts, Mafex, DC Multiverse from Mattel, McFarlane. Then we've got Batman versus TMNT in the back. Coming over, we've got some Dark Knight with Heath Ledger and Christian Bale Batman, and 2012 TMNT. And then we've got our DC Collectibles Arkham stuff in the back from the video games, so it's kind of hard to get a view back there, but we've also got some Arrow stuff, some Arrowverse. But yeah, that's the second shelf. Coming down, we have our My Little Pony, our Ultraman, and our NECA stuff, some of our NECA stuff. We've got Alien, we've got Predator, there's Dutch, there's Ripley, we've got Terminator 2, the best Terminator movie, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Edward Furlong. And shoot, what's her name from frickin' right here? Robert Patrick as the T-1000. Why can't I remember her name right now? Shoot, that's gonna kill me. And then coming down to the bottom of the shelf, we have our gaming stuff. We've got our Gears of War from Storm Collectibles and NECA in the back, all our various Delta squads. But we've got Marcus, Cole, and Kate from Storm Collectibles in the front. And then coming over, we've got a random assortment. We got Jazzwares, we've got NECA, we've got McFarlane, Doom, God of War, we've got Spawn back there in the back, the Kickstarter Spawn. It looks like he's kind of tilted a little bit. It's going to knock people over. We've got Shell from Portal. We've got Commander Shepard back there. A very, very, very ugly Commander Shepard figure, I might add. Some Game of Thrones. Then we've got, of course, Geralt and Ciri from The Witcher 2. So yeah, that is this first shelf. Bunch of random stuff, but like I said, when you need space, you got a bunch of figures, you put them where you can, so there's that one. And then we've got my favorite line over here at the top of the shelf, because I don't have a dedicated shelf for this whole line of toys yet, but I will once we have more. We've got Indiana Jones Adventure Series, Indy in the front with the Ark of the Covenant. That was the Belgian artifact. Super happy to have that whole wave. And then of course coming over, we got some Marvel Legends up here that don't fit in the MCU or regular Marvel Legends. So we've got Deadpool and all that stuff. He'll fit in there soon. Pretty soon he'll be on my regular Legends shelf, but Deadpool 3 is not yet. Probably one of these Wolverines too, but you never know. Like I said, we got multiple Logans, Hugh Jackman, we got Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier, we've got Rebecca Romijn, Mystique, we've got Ian McKellen, Magneto, we've got it all up here. Domino, Cable, Josh Brolin. Yeah, so coming down, we've got our Clone Wars stuff. We've got a bunch of clones in the back from the 501st. We've got Asajj, we've got Maul, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, R2, Anakin, Aura Singh, Cad Bane, everyone you could want from the Clone Wars. Not everyone, but they just announced a bunch of ones like Padawan Ahsoka. Woo, super excited about that. And coming down, we have our Rebels shelf, and I'm super excited for Ahsoka. Sorry, I should have dusted before doing this, but spur of the moment. But we have our Rebels shelf, and like I said, Ahsoka is basically a sequel to this show. So we got everyone. We got Hera, we got Kanan, we've got Chopper, Ezra, we got Zeb, we've got Sabine, Hondo. Of course, we've got Thrawn, Darth Vader, and we've got a Jump Trooper, so Rebels is kind of stacked. Coming down one more, we have the Bad Batch. We've got the whole crew here. We've got Omega, Tech, Hunter, Echo, Wrecker. Probably the only one I'm going to pick up from Season 2 wave is Tech, so that I can remove his helmet and swap the heads and have the actual glasses on him, because that would be nice if they had done that the first time. But other than that, I don't really feel the need to get the new Bad Batch figures. And then lastly, on their sideline shelf of Black Series and other random stuff, we have our gaming slash non-canon stuff, but I mean Cal is canon. But we have our Clone Wars animated Obi-Wan, the 2D animated by Gendy Tarkovsky. Gendy, I don't know how to say his name. But we've got lots of Fallen Order. We've got Jackson down there, who is canon too. Just don't have a place to fit him. We've got Battlefront, also canon. So not so much not canon, but just a bunch of random stuff that doesn't really have a place on a main Star Wars shelf. So yeah, there is the shelf. That's shelf number 2. Lots of cool stuff on here. Lots of dust too. Coming over to our Star Wars shelf, our main Star Wars shelf, we've got our big vehicles on the front with a couple of random figures. This a Tusken Raider, our Dewback and Stormtrooper, our Rey with her speeder, Scout Trooper with his bike, and our Solo skiff with the emphasis nests on it. But yeah, that's the top of the shelf. I'm trying to get a good view of all of it for you guys, but it's kind of hard. I'm not that tall, kind of short, not super short, but definitely not as tall as the shelf, obviously. Then we have our Return of the Jedi shelf coming up first. Not as full as I'd like it, but that being said, it is the 40th anniversary this year, and we're getting a lot of Return of the Jedi stuff. There's Wicket, who I recently did a video on. We're going to replace my custom Luke with an actual throne room scene Luke, because I gave him this belt. This is the Endor Luke. But yeah, Return of the Jedi. Akbar, Lando, Scout Trooper, Jabba. I'm going to replace this Jabba because I need that Salacious Crumb. I have a 3D printed one that I painted right now, but not perfect. Here is our Mando, Rogue One, and Solo shelf. So as you can see, I have most of the Mandalorians from the show. We've got Ahsoka, we've got some Dark Troopers, we've got Thrawn, we've got Rogue One there in the back, Solo there in the back. Don't really want to put too much time on those because I don't care too much, but we'll get more light on these guys. Can't wait to replace these Mandos, my custom Mandos, with the new Book of Boba Fett one with the new helmet and all that stuff. But yeah, not a lot to be said, but we've got some cool figures. Going to replace this R5. That's the model kit, Bandai model kit R2, but I'm going to replace this R5 because this is one that I painted some of the blue parts to make him look like R5, but it's not R5. And then, of course, we've got A New Hope over here, lots of stuff over here. Most of our troopers are on this shelf. We've got A New Hope, we've got Old Ben, we've got Darth Vader, we've got Luke and Han and Chewie and Leia, and the whole gang's here. We've got Rebel troopers there in the back. And then coming over, of course, we got Empire, my favorite Star Wars movie. I would dedicate a whole shelf to it, but it's just not how it worked out. But Empire is definitely my favorite Star Wars movie, so a lot of rep here. Han Solo. Here we have our prequel shelf. So we've got Episode 1, Episode 2, the Clone Troopers in the back, our Phase 1s, and then Episode 3, with all our Phase 2s in the back, and all our Jedi. I do need to get those new Jedi like Ayla Secura and Ki-Adi-Mundi and all those ones they're releasing, but for now, we're taking a chill pill on the Black Series. It's just here and there, not all-out waves. So when they clearance out, I'll pick them up. And then, love them or hate them, we've got the sequels down here. We've got The Force Awakens. We've got the worst Star Wars movie, in my opinion, The Last Jedi. And then we've got Rise of Skywalker, the second worst Star Wars movie, in my opinion. I don't hate The Force Awakens. I think it's better than Attack of the Clones. So, that being said, both of those movies, Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi, are both worse than Attack of the Clones. And I really, really don't like Attack of the Clones that much. Like, it's fine, it's a Star Wars movie, but if I had the choice to watch any Star Wars movie, those three I would definitely not pick. Like, I would pick the other 6. Every time. But yeah. So, like, Black Series is pretty stacked. Like I said, we've got a lot of things on this shelf. Trying not to knock things over as I go, so sorry if the filming is a little awkward sometimes, but it is what it is. Just like the shelf is what it is. And down here on the floor, we've got some wrestling just because they're all in a ring. I was like, oh, that's convenient. I don't need to take up a shelf for them. They'll all fit in that ring, so I kind of just shoved them all in there. It's basically just my favorite wrestlers. I do need to get a Rhea Ripley figure at some point. That would be cool, but other than that, I'm pretty chill on WWE figures. Ooh, Ooh, here we go. Go Power Rangers. Here's our Lightning collection with all of our Rangers that we have so far and their teams. Most of them are completed, not all of them. But we got Andros on top of Zordon for various reasons. Dino Thunder, Mighty Morphin in front. In space, we've got Lost Galaxy back there. Zeo, completely finished. Yeah, lots of Power Rangers. You know I like Power Rangers a lot. Fully built Blaster with the Legacy Dragon Sword, or Tyrannosaur, just to help, because I don't have two of those ones. Then, of course, it wouldn't be Power Rangers or Super Sentai without the bad guys, so here's our bad guys shelf. As you can see, it's also pretty full. Lots of baddies. We've got the Dracons, we've got the Ritas, we've got the Zeds, we've got the monsters, we've got the henchmen, we've got the psychos, we got it all over here up in the Rowdy Riles collection room. And then, of course, we've got our G.I. Joe Classified series, which is looking pretty full at the moment. May need to start looking to a separate shelf for Joes and Cobras again, like I used to have it. But sometimes you got to compromise for space. But they're going to start knocking each other over pretty soon. But you can see I got quite a few. I don't have everyone. I do pick and choose with Joes because it's not a line I was like, oh, I wasn't born in the 80s. I wasn't around the 80s. I saw reruns of G.I. Joe. And mostly I saw the E-Bombs World memes. So, like the PSAs. So really my knowledge of G.I. Joe is limited to that. But all the figures, in my opinion, are awesome in their own way. Coming down, we've got some more NECA. We've got Back to the Future, a couple of Martys. We've got Gizmo up front there with from Gremlins. Then we've got some Evil Dead with Ash and a Deadite. We've got some Halloween Michael Myers and what is her name? Jamie Lee Curtis. Why am blanking on the female actresses' character names and actors' names and character names? I don't know why. But we've got Jamie Lee Curtis, we've got Pennywise, we've got a bunch of Jasons, because Jason's my favorite monster slasher. And then my favorite slasher, like killer in general, is Ghostface, but you can't say that because Ghostface is a bunch of people. But I did recently see Scream 6, and whoo-wee, that one was really brutal. Like, it was a good movie, like it was a great Scream movie. Gosh, was it dark and brutal though. I was not prepared. I was like, oh no, they're gonna kill more people. Well, they did kill more people, but they didn't kill anyone who I was hoping. I was like, thank God everyone's okay. But I am looking forward to Scream 7 if that comes out. All the Scream movies have been consistently good. And then you got Chucky, who also has been consistent other than the reboot. I need to watch season 2 somehow. It's not streaming on Peacock yet, so I don't know when I'll get to watch that. Then we got Freddy versus Jason back there, so we've got, of course, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. So I do like me some NECA. They're just few and far between when I pick them up. But also, speaking about NECA, we have our TMNT NECA. So we've got our cartoon, like 80s, 90s cartoon over here. And then we've got our 90s movies over here. So we did a video on The Secret of the Ooze Turtles recently, but I turned them into Turtles 1 Turtles by swapping the heads. But yeah. So we got a lot of cool stuff on this shelf. This is one of my favorite shelves, to be honest. Sorry once again for the awkward filming, but a lot of cool stuff on here. Here is all my Toy Biz Lord of the Rings stuff. I shuffle my collection around every once in a while. I don't think these guys were here last year. I think they were somewhere else, but they might have been here. I'm not sure. But then we've got Supernatural. We've got Sam and Dean and Baby. Gotta have some rep for my favorite show there. We got a couple of Funko Pops, only because it's the only Saga action figures that we've got, not because I collect Funko. Master Chief, Indiana Jones, and Treebeard, some call me John Rice Davies. Then I've got my manga collection along with some other random stuff. We've got some PewDiePie, we've got some Archer, some Rick and Morty, Scooby-Doo's over there, Fallout, Dragon Ball, and Ranma 1/2. That's basically what's on that shelf. Sonic up there, and more Tiffany and Chucky, Toonie Terrors. Then we've got the anime shelf. We've got some big old Gojitas and Vegetos in the back. We've got some Yu Yu Hakusho, and some Jack specific, and some Bandai Stars Dragon Ball figures. Then we've got my broken Boohoo Ranma figure, and my shampoo figure who's not broken back there. Trying to get her face. And then we've got Diamond Select, Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, so just a random bunch of anime weeb stuff that I like. Then we're getting into the MCU stuff. We've got our Defenders, our Homecoming and stuff there in the back. Hulk. Sorry, I'm trying to give some more light. Hulkbuster, Thanos, We've got all the Thor movies, and coming up, we've just got all the various phases of heroes in the MCU. You know, we've got Spidey, we've got Iron Man, Hawkeye, we've got all the Avengers up there from the original, not their original costumes, but all of the original Avengers are up there. Captain Marvel, Moon Knight, bunch of cool stuff on that shelf. And then we've got the Endgame shelf, the coup de grace of the MCU stuff. So yeah, we've got a whole scene laid out here with all of our heroes. Basically every major superhero that was in the end of the scene, I have them on this shelf. Then we've got Thanos and the Black Order and all that stuff, but this shelf hasn't changed much here or there. I've added a few, like more accurate, like with my War Machine. I got the new War Machine. Sorry, my phone's in frame, but the lighting in here is bad. But, you know, we've got Falcon, we've got Ant-Man, Drax, we've got everybody up on this shelf. So, quite a bit on these shelves. And now, there's just one left. And then lastly, we have this whole Marvel Legends shelf to go through. So, quite a bit of Marvel Legends up in here. So, we'll start at the top. Of course, you can't have a Marvel Legends collection without the Avengers. So, on that side, we've got West Coast. Here, we've got regular mainstay Avengers, and then Spidey's just up there just because he's Spidey. And then we've got some not so Avengers like Midnight Suns, Fantastic Four kind of stuff. But a lot of rep up here. It's not as full as I'd like it. We do have most of the major players. And here is my favorite shelf, of course, Spider-Man. Lots of different Spider-Man up here, but it's so jam-packed. I could not fit another figure up here without rearranging the whole thing. Even then, it's like every time I do, I have to take someone away or move them somewhere else because there's just so many. I've got Renew Your Vows, Amazing Fantasy, Retro Ben Reilly. I've got them all up there. I've got the Retro Symbiote. Like, I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite. So any representation I can get, I will put up there. I'm trying to multitask here with my hands. It's difficult. But, you know, we've got the Retro Card Green Goblin, bunch of villains. We've got Silk, we've got MJ, we got basically every version of Venom. We've got Carnage. It's a pretty cool shelf. One of my favorites, in my opinion. Coming down, we've got the X-Men with Deadpool over there on the left. Then we've got our 90s animated X-Men in the middle. Coming down to some more random members like Havoc and Maggot and Siren there in the back. And then coming over to the villains, starting with Vulcan, going over to Black Tom Cassidy, Juggernaut, Sabretooth, Caliban. We've got them all here. Not all of them, but we've got a lot of X-Men. I do have a soft spot for X-Men. Not as much as some people, like, say, Robo or Shartimus. They love them some X-Men. I love me some X-Men too, but not like that. Just the 90s animated. That was my main X-Men thing, not the comic books. And then the last stop on our collection is our Marvel Legends villains, which is a pretty lacking shelf. Not that we're lacking in villains, I just don't have a lot of them. But most of the major players are here. We've got your Thanoses, your Dooms, your Lokis, your Kingpins. Only because these guys don't fit on the Spider-Man shelf. Tombstone, Spider-Man, Hammerhead, and such. Like Jigsaw, he wouldn't go on there, but he could because the Punisher showed up first in Spider-Man. So, it is what it is. So yeah, there's my collection, you guys. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my collection tour. I'm really passionate about my collection. It's really the one thing in life that I'm like, I can just drop everything and forget about and play with my toys, which is like take pictures, make videos, whatever, for you guys. For myself too, I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy doing it. I hope that's apparent to you guys. This isn't something I do for like the views. Like, I appreciate your views, I appreciate your likes and subscribes, because the more I get, the more I can do for you guys. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue doing this. But at the same time, if I didn't like it, I couldn't continue doing it either. So this is my passion. I love sharing it with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know how your day is going, all that good stuff. I love you guys. I will see you next time, and bye-bye. Mwah.